Hi Tarot lovelies, how are you this afternoon? This is Jilly. Thanks for coming back to visit my channel. It has all of a sudden gotten very warm here in northeastern Pennsylvania, and the Serenity Room is quite hot. I did have the fan on up here, but it was too noisy to film, so I've turned it off. So I don't know, we'll see how this goes. May in fact start to glow a little bit. We'll see. This is going to be a real short VR to the wonderful and inspiring alien. This is her Tarot Freshness tag, and it's only 4 or 5 questions long, and I just thought it was a great tag, and I really like talking to you guys every day. I'm getting into it now. I'm getting into it. So I thought I'd just come at you and jump right into the tag. So the first question is, how did you learn tarot? So I've gone over this a little bit in previous videos, but I came to tarot late in life. I was in my 40s before I really ever saw an actual tarot deck. Now, my ex-husband's grandmother did read cards. She read a regular deck of cards, but I never really saw tarot cards until I was in my 40s, and I was a marketing director for a nursing home company, actually. And I was visiting one of my buildings in the Philadelphia area. Oh my goodness, there's a bird sitting on my open window, like right at the window here. I wish I could see well enough to tell you what kind of bird it is, and I know if I get up to check it out, it'll fly away. But anyway, it was really kind of weird. That bird just flew right there. Okay, anyway, back to the story. So, all the department heads, we would eat together in the director's office. And one day, the dining director, basically the head chef, had this pack of cards, and he asked if I wanted to have my tarot cards read. So I said sure, and I think I was hooked then. It was so accurate as to what was going on in my life. He had no clue who I was. It was really he did a Celtic cross spread. It was amazing. So it was always kind of in the back of my mind. That job came to an end about 2 years after that meeting, and I fell into a very deep depression. There were a couple of factors. One was that I had to have a hysterectomy, and so like my hormones got all messed up. And then I also I just lost this job that I absolutely loved and really identified with, and felt like a failure. You know, I went through all of that stuff. So at any rate, went to therapy, took the pills. It was okay, but I knew I needed to try something else. And you know, one day, tarot came into my head. I mean, and it was really kind of like that. And I walked downtown to this little metaphysical store called Radiance, and it's in the back of Central Market in Lancaster, where I used to live, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And where's the deck? So yep. So anyway, I walked in, and Sarah Preston, love her. She sold me my first deck of tarot cards. Yep, the plaid back, Rider Waite. And I also bought Rachel Pollack's 78 Degrees of Wisdom. And I came home and looked at these cards and looked at these cards and looked at these cards, and oh gosh, and shuffled and loved them and read the book and highlighted and took notes, and just really learned tarot on my own through doing readings for myself, just all kinds. You know, I think I started off with Celtic Cross, but just and I came to know that this pack of cards kind of changed my life. I mean, I know that I changed my life, right? I mean, I know that I was the person who got better. I was the person that did the work, but these cards gave me a window into myself, and they helped me to understand facets of myself, you know, who I was, and my shadow self, and things. They helped give me understanding of the things that were going on around me, and you know, insight into people around me, and I kind of started to gain more solid ground because of that. So I guess, you know, that's the long way around how I came to tarot. The second question is, what was your first turning point in learning tarot? So I guess my first turning point was doing a reading for someone else. It was a friend who was going through a difficult time as well, and asked a question, you know, and I think as readers, especially in the beginning, we all go through that period of probably self-doubt, you know, because we think it's us, right? So we think the cards are going to come up and they're going to be all wrong, and they never are. So it was, the turning point was doing that reading and having the cards come up and having them all be so right, and thinking, wow, this really works, and not just for me. Yeah, that was a pretty amazing point. And I think, I mean, I've had a few turning points, and you did ask me about the first one. I think the second one, and I'm just to say this because it's another one of those things that happens, and at first you think, oh no, not me, you know. But my best friend gave me a psychic reading for Christmas, and this psychic had, I mean, she was on it as well. She knew stuff that my best friend didn't even know, and she said, you're very spiritual, and she said, are you, first she asked me if I was a medium, and I told her no, but I had visitations from people, and she said that I was a medium and I need to pursue that, which I still haven't done, but I would like to. And then the second thing she asked me is if I was a tarot reader, and I said yes, but that I just, you know, read for fun, and I read for my own, you know, read for myself and for friends. And she said, you need to be reading for other people. And I thought, oh no, not me. And here I am, like, reading for other people. This is my life. It's my business, and I really feel like it's a calling. So yeah, that was definitely a turning point as well. Okay, so I'm sorry, I digress once again. Are there any decks that changed your tarot practice? Yes. So I was this girl from like 2002, 3-ish to 2014. This was it. And then I started watching YouTube, and I saw all these glorious decks out there, and slid down the slippery slope of deck collecting. excuse me. Oh man, I'm going to digress again just a second, but this is so refreshing. I sliced up some fresh cucumber, and I have fresh mint growing out in my garden. I clipped them in. It's cucumber mint water. Oh God, it's just lovely. Okay. So the two decks that changed me, those of you who watch me know this. The first one was the Druidcraft. And the Druidcraft changed me. You know, it's pretty much a Rider-Waite or a Waite-Smith system. It does have some different names to cards, but, excuse me, what changed me with this deck, oh, this is one of my favorite cards, Justice. What changed me with this card, with this deck, was the artwork. Oh gosh, and the colors. It is the computer does not give it its due. So it's the colors, it's the imagery. Oh, this is another one of my favorites, Chariot. Look at her. And also, excuse me again, the symbolism. The book is wonderful. The book that goes with this deck is absolutely wonderful. There's some great spreads in it. They explain, you know, the symbolism in the cards, and you know why things are the way they are. And I just drank it up, and I still do. Like, I learn something new from this deck every time I read with it, and this is my deck that I read mostly with for myself and for my clients. And then the other deck that changed me, and that was because I was kind of a tarot novice and really didn't know anything about tarot history at all at that time. And honestly, like 13 years and I didn't know anything about tarot history. Shame on me. I love history. But I was going to be teaching my first, well, okay, so I heard about this deck. I heard about the Tarot de Marseille probably around, 2013, 2014-ish. But I was a Rider-Waite or a Waite-Smith snob, and, didn't want to delve into anything else, and shame on me again. So I bought this deck because I was going to be teaching a class, and the first class of this Tarot 101, it was a 5-week series, and the first class was on tarot history, so I was trying to get a hold of some historical decks. So I bought this box of Tarot de Marseille cards. And there is the end of the box. And I will tell you that the first day I walked into this class, one of my students is a tarot card collector, and he collects historical decks. He and I have become great friends. 3 of the students, I had 8 students in the class, 3 of the students and I get together monthly for wine and tarot nights. I talked about that in another video. They've also I've also had another class that they've all taken, but he has gotten me interested, as well as Cassie at Tarot Map and Rose at Dance of the Soul Tarot have really gotten me interested in the historical decks, and in fact the Tarot de Marseille. And so I really, really want to learn this system. All right, so 4. Is there anything you do? Yes. To freshen up your tarot practice? Why, yes. Yes, I do. I learn different systems. So yeah, Tarot de Marseille is one that I want to learn. I really, really would like to take a class. I took a professional development class for tarot last year, and in that class, I think it was like a 9 or 12-week class. And so we studied astrology and we studied Kabbalah, but it's not like I took an entire class on Kabbalah, and dear Lord, like you could study Kabbalah and astrology for the rest of your life, right? So I really would like to take a class. I think taking classes is something that freshens up your practice, because I think we are constant learners in the tarot community. You know, there's always something new to learn. I think learning new systems, like I think learning the Marseille system, or oh my, I have a deck over here that's a little bit, like decks like the Chrysalis, where it may not be, I mean, it is Waite Smithy in a way, right? But it, the suits are named differently, and the majors are named differently. So there are, there's a newness to that. There's something new to learn. The Gaian Tarot, I mean, I'm learning a lot from that, just because, and it is a Waite Smith type deck, but she renames things. The images are different. The artwork's different. The symbolism is different. So like learning all about these new things, not getting stuck in the same rut. And yeah, and taking classes, always, and reading. Yep, being a lifelong learner. So that's that. So let's see, what's the next one? Okay. I'm sorry. So the freshness thing too. Journaling too. You know, I do a daily draw, and then I write about it, and I like to go back and read what I've written. I'm sure that many of us in the tarot community do this. Like, you know, you go back and you look over the years to see what were your draws, and what did you write, and how's life changed, and yeah, all of those experiences are really enriching too. And then 5, who do you tag? Well, I tag you. I tag everyone. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope that I'm going to be back real soon with another video. You take care, everybody. Blessings. Bye-bye.